So, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Szeretettel üdvözlök mindenkit. This is going to be a presentation together with Digitopia Global Consulting and ADG Management Consulting. It's we agreed with Halil that we are going to do this presentation in two languages, actually. So just to cater the needs, the local needs of the attendees, and probably just to facilitate a better understanding. All the slides are in English, so even those who are our foreign guests and English speakers only can follow the presentation. And obviously, Halil's presentation is going to be in English. There are three parts to this webinar today. In part one, we are going to talk about strategy and why strategy is important in the age of digital disruption. And we are going to provide you with a context for the digital impact platform that is going to be introduced by Halil in the second part, and the third part is going to be a question and answer session. My presentation is going to last for like 20-25 minutes, a little bit maybe more, depending on the questions or feedback I'm going to have, and I'm going to deliver my part in Hungarian, if that's okay with all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Tehát szeretettel köszöntök mindenkit. A Digitopia Impact Roadshow-n vagyunk, ennek a magyarországi állomásán vagyunk. Elnézést kérek azért a technikai malőrért, amely nem teszi lehetővé azt, hogy egy nagyon szép, hatalmas, nagy képernyőben kivetítsem azt, amivel mind a ketten készültünk. De kik is vagyunk mi, akik készültünk? Két cég, két tanácsadó cég vagyunk mi, az egyik a Digitopia Global Consulting, és annak magyarországi képviselője az ADG Management Consulting. Arra fogom kérni Halilt, hogy néhány szóban mutassa be a Digitopiát, utána én, Csényi Csaba, bemutatkozom, és bemutatom az ADG Management Consultingot. So, Halil, before we get started, if you are with us and can join the discussion, I'd like to ask you just to introduce Digitopia in 2-3 words, just to provide the framework and provide an introduction to our attendees.
Of course. Thank you, Csaba. Yes, Digitopia is transforming the way consulting is delivered. We are from a culture and from a background perspective management consultants, especially with expertise in the areas of digital transformation and sustainability. But we're building a software for our customers and for our partners like Csaba and other consultants around the world. And this platform, this software platform, is standardizing, automating, and augmenting the way consulting is delivered. We don't use Excel or PowerPoint anymore to deliver our digital maturity assessment work. So, and I will speak later in my presentation about the details and about our learnings. But we are very excited and very thankful that Csaba is hosting us in Budapest and in Hungary and beyond even. And we are looking very much forward to talk to more customers and partners and consultants, solo entrepreneurs in Hungary and in surrounding countries to make Digitopia offerings available in that region as well. Thank you, Csaba.
Thank you, Halil. And now with your kind permission, I change back to Hungarian, tehát akkor most magyarul folytatom. A másik oldalon a Digitopia magyarországi partnereként az ADG Management Consulting, és annak vezetője, én, Csényi Csaba, segítek abban,
hogy
a Digitopia és az ADG ügyfelei a legfejlettebb technológiákkal támogatva sikeresen véghez is vihessék a digitális transformációjukat, illetve olyan stratégiát építsenek, amelyek igazából jövőbiztosak. Alapvetően mi az ADG Management Consulting arra a kérdésre adunk választ, hogy hogyan lehet mérhetően, fókuszáltan, kis kockázattal, de mindenképpen minimalizált kockázattal egy digitális transformációt végrehajtani, és egy megújított stratégia mentén fenntartható verseny előnyre szert tenni. Alapvetően ez az értékajánlatunk, így találtunk egymásra egy európai technológiai kamarában, ahol mind a ketten felfedeztük azt a lehetőséget, amelyek Magyarországon vannak, és azt a lehetőséget, amely segít bennünket abba, hogy ezt a digitális transformációt fölgyorsítsuk, és ahogy mondtam, kevesebb kockázattal elvégeztessük, támogassuk a partnereinket abban, hogy ezt elvégezzék. A digitális transformáció és a digitális átállás borzasztóan lényeges, és azt gondolom, hogy ha most kontextusba szeretnénk ezt helyezni, akkor egy nagyon érdekes adatot osztok most meg, amely számomra, megmondom őszintén, nagyon érdekes volt, mégpedig az, hogy a digitális gazdaság Közép-Kelet-Európában az elmúlt 5 év alatt hihetetlen fejlődésen ment keresztül, és a McKinsey egyik tanulmánya szerint 2030-ra a digitális gazdaságnak a részesedése ezen országok, tehát a közép-kelet-európai országok GDP-jéből mintegy 200 milliárd eurónyi összeg lesz. Így 2030-ra a digitális gazdaság nagysága ebben a régióban mintegy 330 milliárd euró lesz. De melyek ezek az országok, és melyek ezeknek az országoknak a hozzáadott értéke, vagy mik ezeknek az országoknak a hozzáadott értékei? Alapvetően ugye az európai országokat a digitális gazdaság szempontjából 3 kategóriába csoportosította ez az említett tanulmány, és én erre építettem a prezentációt, mert hihetetlen érdekes azt látni, hogy a világos kékkel jelzett, a képernyő jobb oldalán világos kékkel jelzett országok, a közép-kelet-európai országok, azok a digitális kihívók. Azok az országok, amelyek a feketével jelzett Big Five országokat, vagy a digitális éllovasokat, a sötétkék országokat bizonyos szempontból kihívják, és amely országokban, tehát ezen közép-kelet-európai országokban a digitális gazdaság növekedése, annak az üteme a legmagasabb. Ugyanúgy, mint a GDP-ből a digitális gazdaságnak a részesedése is a legmagasabb. Természetesen azért itt, amikor százalékokról beszélünk, a százalékok impresszívek és előremutatók, vonzók, ellenben azért azt gondolom mindannyian megállapíthatjuk, hogy egy alacsonyabb bázisról könnyebb azért nagyobbat nőni, de mindenképpen a növekedés üteme ott van. Tehát magyarul a digitális gazdaság borzasztóan nagy jelentőséggel bír. A tanulmány szerzői a digitális gazdaságot gyakorlatilag 3 területre osztják. Az egyik a digitális kereskedelem, másik az ICT terület és az offline digitális költés. Gyakorlatilag ez azt jelenti, hogy a digitális kereskedelemben mind a B2B, mind a B2C költés benne van, szolgáltatásokra és termékekre vonatkozóan. Az ICT területen egy picit tágabb értelmezést adnak a tanulmány szerzői az ICT területnek, és az online, tehát a szoftverekre költött összegek mellett ide veszik a média költéseket is, amelyekben egyébként benne vannak a kormányzati média költések is. Az offline digitális költések a kategóriája a számítógépeket, laptopokat, okostelefonokat és a fizikális informatikai infrastruktúrát jelenti. Tehát ez az a gazdaság, amely ezen országokban borzasztó nagy mértékben nő. Mondhatjuk azt, hogy jó, de tudunk-e mi innen Kelet-Európából szemmel látható növekedést produkálni, és szemmel látható jelenlétet produkálni akár a régióban? A válaszom az, hogy igen. Amennyiben megnézitek ezeket megnézik ezeket a márkákat, brandeket, akkor azért azt látjuk, hogy az elmúlt pár évben közép-kelet-európai országokból induló digitális vállalkozások meglehetősen jelentős regionális pozícióra tehettek szert. A kifli budapestiek számára mindenképpen érdekes, ami azért érdekes, mert hogy a kiflinek a tradicionális kereskedelmet és a tradicionálisan éllovas és a kereskedelemben meghatározó szerepet betöltő, viszont lassan-lassan digitális eszközöket és rendszereket használó vállalkozásokat sikerült egy picit, hát ha nem is padlóra küldeni, de jelentős piaci részesedésre szert tenni ebben a szegmensben. De említhetjük az EMAG-ot, említhetjük az Alzát, amelyek már csoportszinten is jelen vannak Kelet-Európában, a Szállásgrupot, amely 15-18 évvel ezelőtt egy magyarországi szállásfoglaló portálból épült. Tehát azt látjuk, hogy a digitális native, tehát az eredetileg digitális modellel induló vállalkozások, illetve az átalakuló vállalkozások is, amelyek digitális technológiát alkalmaztak, és ezek a digitális gazdaságban vannak, meglehetősen jelentős szerepre és pozícióra tudtak szert tenni Európában. Mi segítette ezeket a vállalkozásokat? Abban, hogy ilyen gyorsan tért tudtak nyerni. Ez egy nagyon-nagyon érdekes dolog, hogy ugye az már szinte közhely, hogy a digitális átállást, a digitális transformációt a pandémia, a Covid fölgyorsította. Amit ezen az ábrán látunk az, hogy a szürkével jelzett 2019-es évben a tanulmányban megkérdezett válaszadóknak mondjuk egy ilyen 60%-tól 70%-ig terjedő aránya használt 1, 2 vagy 3 digitális iparágat, tehát olyan alkalmazásokat, vagy vett igénybe olyan szolgáltatásokat, amelyeket különböző iparágak mutattak. Ez a szám a pandémia hatására 2020-ra átlagban ilyen 5-6-ra emelkedett, és a válaszadók 90-100%-a azt mondta, hogy igen, ezen iparágakat digitálisan vesz igényben. De melyek ezek az iparágak? Bank, biztosítás, élelmiszer, ruházat, szórakozás, közösségi média, utazás, telekommunikáció, szolgáltatások és a közszféra. Szóval az is látszik, hogy ugye volt egy ilyen cool-down effektnek, egy ilyen picit ilyen a felfűtöttség alá hagyását apostrofálható tényező, amely azt jelentette, hogy 2020-ra, 2021-re egy picit kevesebb alkalmazást használ, egy picit kevesebb százaléka a válaszadóknak. De mindenképpen ez egy lényeges dolog, hogy igazából elfogadtuk azt, hogy digitálisan veszünk igénybe szolgáltatásokat, digitálisan vásárolunk termékeket. Mind a B2B, mind a B2C szegmensben. Ha megnézzük Magyarországot, akkor Magyarország ezen az itt 19-es listán a 16. helyet foglalja el azon országok között, ugye, amelyek a Big Five országai, a digitális éllovasok országai, és utána jön ugye egy-két kihívó ország, Lengyelország, Magyarország, Csehország, Románia, Csehország, nagyon-nagyon érdekes. Legalábbis számomra nagyon-nagyon érdekes volt, hogy ezen országok ennyire elfogadták a digitális kereskedelmet, integrálták a digitális kereskedelmet. Mire ad a vállalatok szempontjából, mire ad megoldást a digitális lehetőségek tárháza? És szándékosan nem technológiát mondok, mert a technológia, úgy vélem, csak egy része a digitális átállásnak, a másik része azok ugye az egyéb soft oldalak, de erről egy-két szláddal később beszélek. Mindenképpen segíti a vállalkozásokat, tehát a digitális lehetőségek tárháza azt, hogy esetleg egy alábbhagyó piacon, ahol esetleg elpártolnának a vállalatoktól az ügyfelek, ott egy picit magához kösse ezeket az ügyfeleket, akik digitálisan veszik igénybe a szolgáltatásokat, és ebből és az is látszik egyébként, hogy azok a gazdaságok, illetve azok a gazdasági szektorok és azok a vállalkozások, amelyeknél akár a pandémiát megelőzően is a digitalizáltság szintje magasabb szinten volt, azok sokkal rugalmasabbak voltak, és sokkal kevesebb vérveszteséggel tudták átvészelni a pandémiát. További előnye a digitális lehetőségek tárházának, hogy a új felhasználókat, új ügyfeleket szerezhetnek vele a vállalkozások, esetleg határon kívülről is, tehát nem csak területi korlátokat feloldják a digitális lehetőségek. Új bevételi források jelennek meg, természetesen csökkennek a költségek, nő a hatékonyság, és adatok keletkeznek. Az adatok azért lényegesek, mert a vásárlói szokásokat, a vásárlói élményt lehet jobban megismerni, mérni, és ezen keresztül új értékajánlatot tudnak a vállalkozások kialakítani. Felmerül persze a kérdés, hogy a digitális gazdaság, illetve a digitális, az digitális technológiák és a digitális lehetőségek támogathatják-e azokat a vállalkozásokat, amelyek nem digitálisan jöttek létre, magyarul nem azt az üzleti modellt használták a megalakulásuktól fogva, amelyeket a digitális benszülött, a digital native vállalatok használtak. Nos, a válasz az, hogy igen, tehát a digitális lehetőségek rendelkezésre állnak gyakorlatilag minden típusú vállalat számára. Minden vállalatnak digitális vállalattá kell válnia? Azt gondolom, hogy nem. Semmiképp sem, de azt minden vállalatnak véleményem szerint meg kell tennie, hogy a változó környezetben a digitális lehetőségeket kihasználva akár az üzleti modelljét, akár a működési modelljét megváltoztassa, egy kicsit portalanítsa, upgrade-elje, és úgy alakítsa át, hogy abból igazi értékajánlatot tud adni az egyik oldalon, a másik oldalon pedig hasznot tud húzni. Azt, hogy ezt hogyan lehet megtenni, azt a stratégián keresztül érjük el, és lehet megvalósítani. A stratégia az általam egyik kedvelt és követett stratégiai tanácsadóm megfogalmazása szerint az illeszkedésről szól. Arról az illeszkedésről, hogy a változó környezetben a vállalatok hogyan tudnak gyakorlatilag egy hidat találni. Ez a híd, ez gyakorlatilag egy kicsit a SWOT analízisre is hajazva aképpen ábrázolható, hogy az egyik oldalon ott van tehát a környezet, amely lehetőségeket kínál, de természetesen veszélyeket is rejt. A másik oldalon ott van egy vállalat, amelynek megvannak az erősségei, a gyengeségei, és természetesen ott vannak a lehetőségei a vállalati szinten az erőforrások oldalán. És a kérdés az, hogy a két oldal hogyan illeszkedik, és milyen roadmap, milyen terv, milyen lépés sorozat segítségével vagy alkalmazásával ér el egy vállalat olyan helyzetet és olyan helyzetbe, ahol a külső környezet által kínált lehetőségeket ki tudja használni. Mit tudnak tenni azok a vállalatok, amelyek a hagyományos üzleti modellre épültek? Hát átalakulnak, átalakítják az üzleti modelljüket, ahogy mondtam, átalakítják a működési modelljüket, és ez nem azt jelenti természetesen, hogy rögtön digitális vállalattá fognak válni, viszont a lehetőségeket, a technológiai lehetőségeket és a szervezetben leíró lehetőségeket egy másfajta kombinációban kezdik alkalmazni. A digitális transformáció, és elnézést kérek, mert ezeket ugye, elsőre talán összetettnek tűnhet az ábra, de ugye a digitális transformáció a mi értelmezésünkben arról szól, hogy ez a fogalom, ez lebontható egyik oldalon a digitálisra, a digitalra, a másik oldalon pedig a transformationra, az átalakításra. A digitális transformációnak a digitális része arról szól, hogy a technológiát a vállalatok hogyan tudják úgy alkalmazni, hogy azok radikálisan növeljék egy vállalatnak a teljesítményét. Hogyan tudják az innovációt úgy átalakítani a technológiai alkalmazással, hogy versenyelőnél tegyenek szert. Hogyan tudják az IT-t, hogyan tudják a háttérfolyamatokat és a háttér IT rendszereket úgy átalakítani, hogy annak az eredménye egy működési hatékonyságnövelés legyen, sebesség legyen, és scale, tehát skálázhatóság legyen. Ez az egyik oldal. A másik oldal az a transformáció, az a soft oldal, amikor az emberekről, a kultúráról, a vállalati szervezetről, a hozzáállásról, az üzleti modellről beszélünk, és arról az ügyfél élményről, amelyik a digitális lehetőségek kihasználásával teljesen mássá válik, teljesen átalakul. Hogyan tudunk innoválni? És ugye látszik, hogy az innováció két oldalon megjelenik. Ez azt jelenti, hogy természetesen hogy az innovációnak a szervezeti kultúrába ágyazása is egy kérdés, ha másra nem is gondolunk, csak arra, hogy a kísérletezést mennyire jutalmazzuk. Ez nem egy technológiai kérdés, ez egy hozzáállás kérdés, ez egy mindset kérdés. Ennek megfelelően a transformációnak az eredménye egy ügyfélcentrikus értékajánlat. De hogyan tudjuk ezt a digitális transformációt támogatni? Hogyan segíthetjük a digitális transformáció véghezvitelét a lejátszását, ha így fogalmazzuk, hogyan tudjuk segíteni a technológia szempontjából, vagy technológiai lehetőségekkel. És akkor most visszaváltok angolra, hiszen ugye Halil prezentációja következik. And I'm asking Halil to introduce the digital impact platform with which companies, CEOs can support digital transformation. They can make a much greater alliance among the employees and colleagues and stakeholders, shareholders. And what are the technological and conceptual characteristics of Digitopia's unique approach and the business impact platform that you have developed, and now that what we are jointly offering to the Hungarian clients? So Halil, with your kind permission, I thank you for your patience, and you and our English-speaking guests and attendees were able to follow us when I put the digital economy and digital considerations of strategic relations into context. But now over to you, Halil.
Thank you, Csaba. Yeah, at least I was able to follow the slides, and we talked about this before with you. Thank you very much for this very insightful big picture. I will continue from where you left, basically, and will share my screen. First, I will run through a presentation. As you might know, and for those who have registered, this is part of what we call the Digitopia Impact Roadshow. And this is the first leg, the first webinar we do this week. We will do 5 in total. And thanks to Csaba and his efforts, we've doing this right now, live broadcasted in Hungary, and thank you for all the attendees who take the time to join live. During this presentation, in the next 20-25 minutes, I will continue where Csaba just left and talk about digital transformation, digital superpowers, and digital maturity, and also the business impact platform Csaba just has mentioned. So and as I said in the beginning, we basically try to digitally disrupt consulting. Consulting is one of the oldest professions on the planet. The old ancient kings had consultants. Sun Tzu is one of the very famous one in China. Another very famous one in Europe is, of course, Machiavelli, who was basically a strategy and management consultant to the kings and dukes in Italy, and his very important influential book where he summarizes all his management and strategic learnings basically is called The Prince, and there is a lot of learning in those books as well. So but management consulting today is still done in a very manual way, and we are trying to change this. Since we are talking about digital transformation, we thought, how could a digital transformed consulting look like? And instead of using paper and pencil, Excel and PowerPoint, we have created a platform, and basically this is now open for customers who will receive consulting services, but also consulting firms and individual freelance consultants who might want to use this knowledge and this platform to improve their efficiency and be able to provide more value to their customers and to create a bigger impact. This is the reason why we call this roadshow the Impact Roadshow, because we believe that we have to create, all of us have to create more impact in the sense of sustainability, in the sense of digital transformation, in the sense of making the world a better place, basically. And therefore, the central key word in everything what we are doing is basically impact. That's the reason why we call our events Impact Events, Impact Roadshow, Impact Summit, Impact Meetup, and so forth. And we also call our platform the business impact platform. At the moment, we are very focused on private sector businesses, basically. So during the next 20-25 minutes, I will give you a brief summary how we see what digital transformation is. Sometimes it's also good to have a definition for a term, because digital transformation means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Coming from a management consulting background, it's always good to have a definition for a certain term. We also think there is a series of digital superpowers, which, when we talk about superpowers, just think of Spider-Man, Superman, and all the other superheroes. Basically, they have certain superpowers and they use it for an advantage, and usually they use it for good, and to protect people, to hunt the evil, the villains in those movies, if you can remember. So companies and also cities or nations should use digital superpowers for the good, to provide more value and have a bigger impact again. And what's basically our key expertise area is measuring digital maturity. And this is kind of a key performance indicator or a good measurement tool to understand where an organization is in terms of their ability to apply superpowers, digital superpowers. We can do the same measurements in sustainability and in other areas as well. But in general, at the later part of this presentation, you will hear how we see the world of maturity measurement. But as I said, starting off with the definition of digital transformation is for us the reimagining of all aspects of life by using digital capabilities for sustainable success. So digital transformation is a means to an end, and the purpose, the name of the game, our overall objective is sustainable success. Whatever this means for each organization, for a business, it's probably profitable and sustainable growth, and profitability. For a city, is probably make a livable and lovable city environment for their citizens. For an NGO, it's to accomplish their mission and to get more members and to have a bigger impact on whatever their purpose and their mission is. So digital transformation is not the goal. Digital transformation is a vehicle which will help us to go from A to B. That's the reason why we have always some pictures accompanying this message. So digital transformation for us is a journey. Digital transformation will not end anytime soon. I'm coming from I started my career at SAP, an ERP company, which is now more than, I think, close to 50 years old. And implementing an ERP system was not easy and still is not easy, but is a discrete engagement, is a discrete project. So it takes X number of months to select it, to contract with it, to implement it, and then efficiently use it. And since ever since you have an SAP or a similar ERP system in your organization, you continuously have worked on it and improved it. For digital transformation, the scope is even broader. So that's the reason why we say by using digital capabilities. Today, the variety of technologies have changed a lot. It's not just an ERP system. It's not just a CRM system. There is no commercial off-the-shelf digital transformation system you can buy. It's a combination of technologies, processes, organizational capabilities, and a cultural mindset capability, working in an agile way, working in an ecosystem, open-minded approach, working in an always better kind of approach, and implementing technologies from mobile applications to Internet of Things, from artificial intelligence to blockchain technologies, is a never-ending journey. And as we speak, new technologies are invented as well, and we have to identify them. We have to understand what the use case could be. We must understand how we could turn it into a superpower and what the competitive advantage for us would be, and then make use of it in an economical, feasible way. So for at least during the whole century, I would say, digital transformation will continue. And the starting date for digital transformation, from my point of view, is the invention of the semiconductor, which was in the year 56. So since we know how the semiconductor works, and we turned it into chips, and those chips turned into CPUs, into Internet of Things, into personal computers, into mobile devices, into internet, into social media. And we are now in the year of 2022, where mobile devices, social media channels, and technologies like this one, video sharing and video conferencing, has become ubiquitous. It's unthinkable of not using them anymore. And before COVID, the whole world was different. And after COVID, we saw that digital transformation really has accelerated and will continue in this pace. And these learnings we have now will not go away. So will not turn to full office anymore. We'll always work in flexible and hybrid modes. This is a new learning. We will never go back to retail only. We will work in a retail and in a omni-channel, multi-channel, online, physical, integrated world. And this is how civilization improves and progresses, basically. So to repeat the definition of digital transformation once again, digital transformation is the reimagining of all aspects of life by using digital capabilities for sustainable success, whatever this means for your organization. And now let me give you a few examples from our daily life. What digital changed, how we are reading books, how we are listening to music, how we are watching movies, how we are making payments, and how we are ordering foods. Especially during the last 2 years, 2.5 almost, since February, March was the time in 2020 when COVID hit and we turned basically into lockdown and needed to do everything from home at most. We learned that there are system critical professions like police, like healthcare workers, and like other infrastructure services, and of course the delivery services. We were not allowed to go out to grocery shopping, so the grocery needed to come home. We were not allowed to go to the cinema, a movie center, so the movies needed to come home, and it was good. And this particular video conferencing equipment we are running this webinar on, they skyrocketed during COVID. And again, as you remember, all these technologies you see on this screen and all these kind of applications, they are not just happened during COVID. They have at least a 10 to 20 year lead time, and started in the late 90s and early 2000s. And since we have the internet, and since we have smartphones, basically the smartphone device is not just a telephone anymore. We use it for almost everything. And it has a huge impact on business models, on social behavior, and on the way we conduct certain activities. So it not just had an impact on our personal lives, and usually for the good. There are, of course, we will not talk about the dark side in terms of cybersecurity, data privacy, and other dark aspects, and the whole notion of fraud on these applications and on these devices, which is very important to consider. But is not the fault of these devices. All kind of fraud and negative things happening, bad things happening, is not a fault of technology. It's a fault and it's an intention of the people using these technologies. So we can't accuse these technologies of bringing bad things to our lives, but we as the people use these technologies sometimes for bad or fraudulent ways to manipulate the lives. Now, also industry have changed in the last few years and decades. So one single car company in the United States is now more valuable than the rest of the whole automotive industry. How can this happen? So this is a digital company. Basically, Tesla is a mobile phone with 4 wheels attached to it. It's a piece of software with some mechanical structures around it. Is exactly the opposite as Toyota or Volkswagen is handling the car. They have a mechanical structure with 4 wheels, with some software in it. Tesla has a lot of software with some mechanical structure and 4 wheels attached to it. And that makes apparently all the difference. And now the whole car industry, the whole automotive industry turns into what we call mobility as a service. It's not just the car, it's scooters, it's e-bikes, it's everything. And you don't need to own it. You can share it, you can rent it, and you can have partial ownership, and other forms of business models arise. And the whole ecosystem, this whole industry is going to be disrupted by very few companies who are much more valuable now and can raise funds and hire talent much easier and apply technology much faster and much more efficient than the big incumbents. So this will, why we're talking about this, this might happen to other industries as well. We probably are trying to do this in the consulting industry. Amazon and Alibaba changed retail forever. We will not go back anymore. People use their mobile phones even while they are shopping in a physical shop to do price comparison, to look for social media comments, and to find the best possible product. And if they like it in the shop, they might not buy it in the shop and might order it from the next online retailer online and get it delivered home because it's cheaper and more convenient and faster, and have some other reasons because why they're doing it. The insurance industry is changing. Me and Csaba are probably similar age, similar driving behavior, but pay probably similar policies for our car insurance. But probably I'm a much more riskier driver, and probably Csaba is driving much more than I do. So we would have different behavior patterns and therefore different risks. And now we see these smart industry insurance applications where the mobile phone becomes basically an assistance to drive safer and to understand how I'm driving, how much I'm driving, and have a very personalized insurance policy. It's not just the same flat insurance policy price, but is pay as you drive or pay how much you drive. And is not just also an insurance policy, but is trying to help me to save fuel, to drive safer, to reach my target more efficiently and more calmer, and also help me to protect my car in general. So this reduces insurance claims, this improves the profitability, and this definitely improves customer experience. You don't touch your insurance policy because it's a PDF document in your email inbox, or you have printed it out and it's somewhere in a folder in your cabinet. But your mobile phone, you touch probably 100 times a day. And if this insurance industry, this insurance application becomes part of your driving, part of your healthcare routines, part of your wellness and well-being and fitness routines, then the insurance company is adding value to your life as an assistant, not just taking over the risks anymore. The same happens with the banking. Of course, we're now all using mobile banking. Very rarely we go to the branch. There is almost no need to go to the branch anymore. The branch has become a distributed office for the banks to sell loans or other services to individuals and commercial entities. So it's not us going to the branch anymore, but it's the representation of that bank in that village or in that city or in that town to reach out basically to their customers. So all operators in the bank branches become now customer representatives and have targets to sell more credit cards, loans, or commercial solution services of that particular bank. Interestingly, even the logistics industry, which is carrying physical goods, is digitally transforming into what they call 3PL or 4PL, third generation, fourth generation logistics partners. They don't just carry your good from A to B. They optimize all your logistics. They take over your warehouse. They don't even do the warehouse or the logistics, the transportation operations anymore, but they do a end-to-end supply chain integration, an end-to-end traceability, an end-to-end optimization, route planning, demand forecasting, supply planning, and all these advanced functions with very advanced software, with a lot of data analytics. And logistics companies, like the biggest of the world, which you all know the names, are turning into software companies. And basically this shows that every company basically turns into a software and analytics company over time. This is what digital transformation is about. So you still are a logistics company, but if you just carry goods from A to B, you will become commoditized, and the margins will go close to zero. Somebody needs to do this, and this will become an economies of scale game, because we don't have teleportation yet. So the people and the goods need to be transported from A to B in a physical way. But those companies who can optimize this with software and analytics will be the most profitable ones. The ones providing the best customer experience will become our household names. Now, we all know Google, Apple, some social media players, because we visit them almost dozens of times every day. We use their devices, we use their websites, we use their applications dozens of times every day. So they are becoming the more valuable brands. As you see, they're collecting more data, and that's the reason why they are the most valuable companies on the planet. So I talked about digital superpowers. Let me just elaborate a little bit more on this, and I gave you the flavor already in this transformation of those industries. So we identified 3, and there could be some more, and we can talk about this during the question and answer session probably. But we believe that everything will be connected to the internet, slowly but surely. It has already. Now we think, I worked for Gartner a long time. There were forecasts from Gartner, from Intel, from Cisco, from IDC, and many other organizations who have a broad view on the world of technology as it happens. Over the last 10, 20 years, the number of Internet of Things, connected devices to the internet, has skyrocketed, has exponentially grown. At the moment, we're 8 billion people on the planet. Most probably, the number of IoT is probably 2 or 3 times the number of people on the planet, continuing to grow, double digit, even triple digit. So it's basically doubling almost every year. The number of connected cameras, connected cars, connected air conditioning devices, connected TV sets. The whole industry 4.0 transformation is based on connectivity. This will be enabled, and it will be driven by the 5G deployment in all countries. And we need 5G and even 6G for efficient use of all those connected devices. But when you look at your personal home, even the number of devices you have in your home has basically doubled almost every year or every other year. We all have more than one mobile device. Most of us have more than one computer. We have more than one gaming consoles. We have more than one smart LED or LCD screens in our houses. And the number of microchips and internet connected devices in an average home is more than 10. And in an average factory, it's more than 1,000. And it will double every year. And interestingly, and the good news about it, all those connected devices generate a lot of data, a lot of information. And that's the second superpower. everything what is connected to the internet will become intelligent over time. So because with all that data, we can do a lot of analytics. And with the progress in artificial intelligence, we don't even need to code that analytics. That intelligence will arise automatically, almost naturally by itself. If the smart sensor in your home, to control the air conditioning or the heating, is a connected one and is connected to artificial intelligence, that device will learn how warm you like it in the morning, how cool you like it in the afternoon, and it will adjust to your living circumstances and will become a smart home device. And we are just at the beginning of this transformation. We're talking about smart homes and smart cities almost for 10 years or even longer, but it has not picked up yet very much, but it will during the rest of this century, basically. And everything what is connected and everything what is intelligent will get integrated over time, and almost autonomously, automatically. So then the doors are opening automatically, the lights go out and on automatically, the supply chain is routed automatically, autonomous cars will drive automatically, will park automatically, and that's all about the integration and end-to-end. Imagine, especially talking to the engineers in our audience, look around you and see how much inefficiency is out there. If we could all identify all those inefficiencies, all that waste which is created, would you not like to improve that? That's what the engineers is mostly passionate about, right? Efficiency, productivity, and smooth end-to-end, seamless, integrated processes and solutions. So we are just at the beginning of all that integration. There is a very important astrophysicer from the Cambridge University, Lord Martin Rees, who is the royal astronomer in the UK. He has a very great saying. So if we will succeed with all these technological advancements in the 21st century, the 22nd century will be marvelous, he says, because we will learn how to apply all these great technologies. So why bother with all those digital superpowers? Because they have certain benefits. Digital is light speed. We will speed up all our processes, our business models. And you know what? The customer is expecting this, the consumer is expecting, and the younger generation, if you're our age and have children at home, you know that they are much more impatient than we are. And you know what? We were more impatient than our parents were. And this is always a generational issue. This is just a perceptual issue, but life gets faster. For us to be able to live a more qualitative life, the systems need to get faster to avoid car and traffic conjunction, to avoid errors in the emergency room or in hospitals, in healthcare in general, to provide the best possible education, to fight the climate change problem and sustainability issues. We need to improve all our systems because there is a lot of inefficiencies and a lot of waste and a lot of avoidable mistakes in many of our systems. The second big benefit is the improvement in precision. This is probably the most important benefit of digital transformation, that we can much better and much more precisely measure what's going on and see and identify, and hopefully in real time. And that this is where the light speed and the precision is a very powerful combination. If you can see on a digital twin the online real-time happenings in your factory, in your warehouse, in your supply chain, you can take the best actions and you can help. This is the third benefit of digital superpowers. You can provide new value add, new experiences, not only just with augmented reality, which is this example on the screen, but with analytics, with dashboards, with AI, with voice recognition, with location-based services, contextual aware services, we can add new value to our customers, to our business partners, to our employees, to all stakeholders, shareholders, basically. So I could dig into more detail for each of these benefits. Just few examples. You see that e-commerce is getting quicker and quicker, and basically a book you can download on your Kindle in real time, music you can play back on Spotify in real time. Some of the services turned into digital, and they are basically instantaneously in real time. As I gave some examples already about smart cities, with the 5G deployment and IoT, everything will become more quicker, faster, and more convenient. And by the way, the whole younger generation, Gen Y and younger, is aiming for this. They are used to this. We teach them in this way to use social media, and with COVID, to consume education even through this screen. They learned writing and reading through these screens. Before COVID, we told them not to look too much at these screens. During COVID, we told them to look only at these screens. So now this is the new generation we have created all together, and which will have some good side effects as well. Precision manufacturing, precision agriculture, precision medicine, precision education, precision everything basically this is not just industry 4.0, this goes far beyond, and it will continue, it will carry on. Manufacturing, if you look at the industrial revolution, is 300 years old now almost, and it will continue to improve. And you can imagine with new energy technologies, with new material technologies, we will see much more advancement. The same with agriculture. This is a 10,000-year-old industry, basically, but with bioscience and with new technologies, again, with digital transformation, 5G, drones, IoT, AI, we will do agriculture, and we must do agriculture in a much more sustainable and in a much more effective way to be able to feed 8, 9, 10 billion people in such a way that we can continue to live on this planet. And all what happened during COVID and before, and now we have monkeypox and other epidemics and pandemics will happen over and over again. But in general, we need to improve the healthcare system. And again, digital superpowers will help us to do so. And the new value add is, we could turn basically anything into a service. And the fitness center turned with Peloton into a fitness as a service. With the car and the membership, with scooters and everything, mobility turns into a service. And the whole context with location, AR, and other technologies, a retailer or a brand could turn their mobile application into context as a service. So what are we doing here? Why are we so passionate about this? And to connect it back in the last few minutes to our profession, which is basically to identify where you are on this journey. So you as an organization or as an executive want to create impact. The name of the game is sustainable success, is creating business impact if you're a business. It's in general adding value to your stakeholders. There are just some examples from profitability to governance to talent retention and so forth. Therefore, you do transformation. And to understand where you are on this journey, we have created this digital maturity index, what is a measurement tool. And as Csaba mentioned, it's not just a discrete consulting service, it's much more than that. We have a very unique methodology. We have a completely unique platform. We have a very rich benchmark database for many industries, and we have roadmaps for all of the single topics we are measuring in this methodology. So different from the big four or other consultancy system integrators, This is the only service we provide. So we are completely unbiased and truly objective. We don't have a downstream commercial agenda. We're not trying to sell you other services, other systems, other solutions. We just are in the business of diagnostics. The way we do and conduct these services is quite unique, and it's a blend between self-assessment and a consultant assessment. There is a consultant in the way we do this, but it's your self-assessment based with our methodology. So we don't leave you alone with self-assessment surveys on an internet screen only. We have consultants facilitating very lively discussions, which also foster alignment, better understanding, and mutual agreement on the current state, the target state, the priorities, and what's important. And this is a subscription service where we have regular checkups, progress reviews, and become your continuous companion. We don't leave you just with a report. We help you along the way to succeed with your journey, with your transformation. In the last 18 months, we did more than 150 engagements in 20 different countries, in more than 10 different industries. And in each engagement, we are collecting about 1,500 or more data points, depending on the size of the company and the industry of the company. And now we have a lot of data, which gives us very strong capability to analyze what's happening in this particular company, in that particular industry. But these are just a few of our great customers in these 20 countries. And thanks to Csaba, we are very proud to add Hungary here to this map as well. And this is the digital maturity index. I will not go into the details, but we're measuring any given company in a very industry specific way, but on this level in a very industry agnostic way in these 6 dimensions: customer, operations, innovation, governance, technology, and people, on a scale from 1 to 5. And as I said, it's a self-assessment, and the result, what you're getting, is a report like this. You see your overall score, the total score in all these 6 dimensions, the scores in these 6 dimensions, and the benchmark in your certain industry. We help you define the target states. This shows the gaps and your priorities, and we come up with recommendations to bridge that gap and to succeed and to progress with your digital transformation. So this is basically all what we wanted to share. Thank you for listening. I hope there's still people in the webinar. This is a journey, as we said, and basically we put here an arrival point. One smart customer of ours once told us, Halil, I think there is no arrival point. It's a moving target. So this will continue. A lot of good things and a lot of difficulties will happen during this journey. And there's this famous saying, right? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go long, go with friends. We would like to become your companion. We would like to become your friends. And again, from Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland, if you don't know where you are and where you go, it does not make a difference which route you take, which road you take, basically. This is the essence of this small anecdote from Alice in Wonderland. But you don't have this luxury as a business and as an executive. You should know where you are. You should have a clear target, and you should focus on reaching that target in the most efficient way. Thank you for listening. Here are the concluding remarks and some recommendations. As I said, know where you are in terms of your current state maturity, your strengths, your weaknesses. Compare yourself against your industry benchmark. Set your vision, define your priorities, establish a roadmap, and align your organization. This is mostly based on the great work of John Kotter, with his leading change book, Harvard Business School textbook for change management, basically. And then focus on execution. Basically, everything until here is just paperwork. Here, the rubber hits the roads, and here execution starts, and here your reality will change. To go from A to B, you have to take step by step, and you have to take those steps, not just talk about those steps. So you have to talk about money, you have to talk about people, and you have to talk about projects. You have to track and trace those things. and you have to understand which one worked well and which one did provide some benefits to which parts of the organization, and then learn from those and focus on more benefits. So that's it. For those who are interested and can't get more, we will continue tonight in Colombia, which will be daytime in Colombia. We'll continue tomorrow in Serbia, and on Thursday we'll be in Dubai and in the UK almost at the same time, thanks to the time difference. So thank you for listening, and sorry for extending it about 8 minutes, but we still have people in the audience. If you have questions, please feel free to raise your hands or put it in the Q&A box, and we're still here around. We have another 15-20 minutes for you if you need to, and Csaba and myself will be happy to answering your questions. Right.
Van-e esetleg olyan kérdés, amit magyarul szeretnének a résztvevők, vagy a résztvevők közül valaki feltenni? Is there any question that is to be asked in Hungarian? I'm ready to translate or ready to reply. Szívesen válaszolok, vagy fordítok? Ha nincs, akkor nem azt mondom, hogy akkor nekem van, de nekem egyébként van egy kérdésem. If there are no questions right now, then can I ask a question, Halil? To what extent do you think your approach is maybe different than that of, say, the Big Five?
Yeah, very good question. First of all, we did a lot of homework. We are counting more than 70 different maturity assessment frameworks, especially for digital transformation, digital maturity, digital readiness, digital awareness. And we think we have a more holistic approach. This is our only service, basically. So we don't sell anything else. We need to be better than everybody else on this. So the methodology we have developed, those 6 dimensions and the 120 topics, are the most comprehensive way of assessing an organization with the least possible efforts. And I know your question also goes in the direction of the software platform we have. Yeah. And probably with your permission, let me, and we have our audience still with us, I can briefly share my screen again and just switch to the Business Impact platform. You should have it on your screen now. So yeah. This software is available for our customers and for our consulting partners. You log in here on the screen, and then you basically see your welcome screen, and you see your impact runs. These are the projects, and let's say for a manufacturing company, you see the 6 dimensions, which is the methodology. And when you look into the operations dimension, this beautiful survey screen opens up, and you see all the topics you need to ask a manufacturing company, from supply chain integration to shop floor planning to process flow optimization, demand forecasting, industry 4.0 technologies, and the foundation in operations. And when you have done all these surveys, and here in this session there will be 15-20 people from the organization, and they will argue back and forth how well they are doing in shop floor planning, where they would see themselves, and where they would like to be in a certain time. 2 years is regularly what we suggest. And so they get topic by topic and do this assessment together with a consultant like Csaba, like Halil, like all the other great consultants we have in our ecosystem. And once all these 6 sessions are completed, you get the report automatically on this platform. Our customers can play around with their report, see updated benchmarks as we do new assessments. We do assessments 2 or 3 every week almost these days, and they can drill down into the differences. into the dimensions, see the target states beautifully animated, and also to understand where they need to invest most. It would be the operations in this example. And here they would have their recommendations, a list of recommendations, which they can play with the priorities, with the urgency and the importance, and decide how much they would like to invest in all these initiatives. And then they can download this into their own project portfolio management tool and so forth. So there is no comparable software out there doing this. So we have the strongest methodology in the marketplace. We have a very rich benchmark database, and we have an automation tool for the consultants to make his work more efficient and don't use Excel or PowerPoint anymore. And we have these screens for our customers, so they don't get a passive PDF document anymore. They have an active portal, a dashboard where they can follow their digital transformation and make sure they have updated benchmarks and do the proper prioritization and can follow through the execution of their transformation. Thank you, Csaba, for asking this question.
Thank you. Any question from the audience? A hallgatóságból, a résztvevők közül szeretne-e valaki valamit kérdezni, illetve mit szeretne kérdezni? Can I just ask one last question, Halil? Because apparently the audience, there are no questions from the audience. How long does the whole process last?
Usually we do multi-year contracts with our customers. So the regular would be 2 years. We have 3-year contracts, but we also have 1-year contracts. Getting this report, doing this exercise takes 4 weeks. So we usually spread the 6 sessions among 2 weeks. So in the first week, we do 3 sessions. In the second week, we do 3 sessions. In the third week, we prepare the report. And then the fourth week, we present it to management and make the prioritization and define the roadmap, basically. And then depending on the service level, every 3 months or every 2 months, we attend the steering committee or the advisory board and do a progress review and follow our customers, how they are executing this. And all what I'm talking basically is based on top of this business impact platform. So it's all recorded, it's all automatic, and the customers can reach all the results. And the consultants don't need to use any Excel sheets or any PowerPoint creation. It's all integrated into this platform. So we basically have invented the ERP system for a consultant to deliver the best possible service. And we also have standardized the process and the methodology for each industry and for each customer.
Super, thank you.
All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for attending. Csaba, thank you very much for being our partner and hosting us in Hungary. And thank you, Milos, for your wishes, and we will meet with you tomorrow, and we'll have a great roadshow webinar tomorrow in Belgrade, Serbia, together, and looking forward. Thank you, Csaba.
Thank you, Halil. Thank you for everyone. Köszönöm szépen mindenkinek a részvételt.
Bye.
Bye-bye.